All right, let's jump straight in. If you're listening to this explainer, it means you're stepping into a completely new chapter. So first off, a massive welcome to Damien, Steve, Sean, and Gavin. Welcome to the Metro Machining Leadership Team. Today, we're walking through a plain English blueprint of your new roles. We're completely skipping the corporate boardroom talk here, okay? This is all about how things actually work out on the workshop floor. Mate to mate, senior tradesman to senior tradesman. Look, I want to start with the absolute most important thing you are going to hear today. Most KPI systems out there, honestly, they're built to catch you out. They're designed by people sitting in an office somewhere to trap the guys working on the tools. But not this one. This one's built to coach you up. It's a framework for your growth. It's designed to give you a crystal clear picture of what success actually looks like, so you can step up and own it with total confidence. Here's our exact roadmap for today. We'll cover the coaching framework, the 5-band scale, a breakdown of your crew roles, how those roles interlock with each other, the fortnightly review, and finally, your key takeaways. All right, part 1, the coaching framework. So the crucial thing to wrap your head around here is the difference between a KPI and a KPA. A key performance indicator, your KPI, is the outcome, right? It's the result you are accountable for at the end of the month. But a key performance action, your KPA, that is the visible daily behavior that you can actually control. You can't just forcefully control a number on a spreadsheet, but you absolutely can control whether you stand next to an apprentice during their first cut. If you hold the line on those daily behaviors, the monthly results, they literally take care of themselves. Moving on to part 2, the 5-band scale. We measure how things are tracking using 5 really simple bands: critical, at risk, acceptable, on target, and excellent. Now, notice what's missing here. There are absolutely 0 confusing corporate color codes. No red, green, or amber traffic lights. At Metro, we intentionally use words and shapes only. And those words mean exactly what they say. On target means you're meeting the standard reliably, no drama. At risk means you've dropped below that standard, and we need to jump in and help you fix it. Simple, plain English.
Okay, part 3, crew roles. Let's look at who's doing what.
First up is Damien O'Brien, our operations manager based over at Campbellfield. Damien, your role is basically the operational engine of this whole thing. Now, Damien carries the financial responsibility on labor profitability and authority limits. The specifics live in the framework documents. Your day-to-day job is all about organizing, resourcing, and facilitating the team. Damien, your KPIs look at the operational guardrails. Are the guys rostered correctly? Are we chasing debts? Is purchasing approved? What is the staff behavior data actually telling us? You are essentially the operational umbrella supporting the guys out on the floor. If there's a question about scheduling or dealing with a supplier, that goes straight to you. But if it's a deeply technical engineering question in Metro's niche, that escalates up to the directors. Now, for the guys on the floor, our 3 leading hands, Steve, Sean, and Gavin. You all share the exact same 4-part scorecard, perfectly equally weighted at 25% each: technical support, mentoring, quality control, and asset stewardship. We keep this really short deliberately because a visible list actually drives performance way better than a massive list that nobody can even remember. And that equal weighting, it means trade-offs really matter. You can't hit quality out of the park while letting the equipment fall to pieces, right? Every single category counts. Let's start with Steve Alley. Steve, you're stepping up as the senior leading hand for the Campbellfield machine shop. You are the senior technical voice on that workshop floor. Your entire job is making your decades of experience available to everybody else. Setup, tooling, tricky materials, you're the go-to guy. Your KPAs, those daily behaviors we talked about, mean actively walking the floor to assist, and specifically treating that Greenhurler CF1000H lathe as the absolute showpiece of the whole floor. So, for you, Steve, an on-target day means the crew confidently brings their problems to you first, and the directors are rarely pulled into floor-level technical questions. An at-risk scenario? Well, that's when the crew's avoiding you, you aren't visible on the floor, and the directors are forced to step in and field questions that you really should have caught and handled yourself. Next up, we have Sean Padagum. Sean, you're taking the wheel as leading hand for line boring and site work. As you know, line boring is totally unforgiving. A setup error costs a whole remobilization, which is a nightmare. You have the technical experience to prevent that. Your patch covers both the prep work in the Campbellfield workshop and the actual execution when you're out on site. For you, Sean, an on-target month means you are out there actively teaching setups to your crew. Each crew member should be ticking off new competencies because you are physically showing them how. An at-risk month is when line boring capability remains entirely single-threaded through you.
Think about it. If the whole line boring division grinds to a halt just because you take a sick day, that is a massive risk to the business. Your legacy is the capability you leave behind in your crew.
Moving out to Gavin Fletcher. Gavin, you're the senior leading hand for our Gippsland branch. Now, because you are geographically separate from the directors and Damien, the standards you accept on your floor are the standards for that entire branch. You cover line boring, general engineering, and fabrication out there. You are the technical leader on the ground. Period.
For you, Gavin, on target means zero customer defects, really tight local asset stewardship, and minimal director involvement on your day-to-day issues. You just handle it. At risk means skipped maintenance on the branch assets, repeating errors, or the directors having to step in and basically run your site remotely. Also, as your crew grows, feeding non-compliance data up to Damien becomes a huge part of your job, so the whole business can spot those trends early.
Right. On to part 4. How we actually all interlock. This is where the magic happens. Steve, Sean, and Gavin, the leading hands, you hold the behavior line on the floor. You're managing the daily technical support, the mentoring, the closeout packs, the machine maintenance. Damien, in the office, you hold the outcome line. Damien manages the profitability, the compliance data, and the scheduling, and all of that is based on the behaviors you guys are enforcing on the tools.
Let me give you a really concrete example of how this flows. Steve, when you hold the line on quality control at Campbellfield, meaning you insist on first piece checks and mid-job gates, guess what? Rework drops. Because rework drops, jobs get finished way faster. That directly flows right into Damien's operational scorecard. Damien can then hit his labor scheduling and compliance targets because he isn't constantly putting out fires caused by bad quality. Simply put, your behavior on the floor makes his outcomes in the office possible. Let's look at part 5, the fortnightly review.
We call it the 20. It's a quick 30-minute one-on-one session every fortnight, and it follows 6 really simple steps: open, review, blockers, growth, commitments, close. I really want to stress this. Scoring your performance is a two-way conversation. It is not some verdict handed down from the gods above. This is your time to sit down and say, hey, I'm completely blocked on this, or I really need some help with that. It's your time to get the operational backing you actually need to succeed.
And finally, part 6, the takeaways.
Let's lock in 3 main anchors to take back to the floor with you. First, remember you are scored on what you do, the daily behaviors you can control, not who you are. Second, this entire framework is entirely about coaching you up, not punishing you. And third, if you look at your documents, you'll see the company mission and 2 of the 4 core values are intentionally left blank. They're just placeholders. You are the leadership team now, so you are going to be helping define those at our upcoming values workshop. Which leaves us with one final thought to close out this explainer. You've got the framework now. You know exactly where the guardrails are. You know what on target looks like. Stepping into a leadership job means the standard is now whatever you are willing to walk past. So my question to all 4 of you is this: what standard will you set on the floor tomorrow? Go out there and own it.